Monica and Shawnette, thank you for being such wonderful examples and for the incredible stories that each of you shared with us. And we know that all of you sitting out there also have similar stories that has brought you to this point. Thank you for being an inspiration to not just all of us that are at WGU, but especially to your family, to your colleagues, to your friends. I'm reminded of a simple statistic: the individual who attends and completes a college degree, that their children and family are 10 times more likely to do the same. So you having achieved this is already starting to have that wake effect in all those who will come behind you. Let's give them one more round of applause and thank them. Today, we're honored to recognize Deborah Quazzo, a visionary leader whose work has helped shape the future of learning, workforce readiness, and innovation at scale. As a venture capitalist and longtime champion of education technology, Deb has invested in and guided organizations that expand access, improve outcomes, and connect learning more directly to opportunity. Her career reflects a deep belief that education should be both accessible and relevant, meeting learners where they are and equipping them with the skills needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world. At WGU, we are grounded in a mission to expand access to high-quality, affordable education aligned to workforce needs. And Deb's leadership reflects that same commitment. She has consistently advanced innovations that bridge education and employment, championed student-centered models, and supported solutions that deliver real economic mobility. Deb, your impact reflects the very best of what we strive for at WGU. It is my privilege to recognize your contributions and welcome you as an honorary degree recipient. At this time, please join me in watching this video.
It's really important to feel good about your voice and to feel like your voice is going to be heard and that you can make a difference. I used to be paralyzed in public speaking, but it really was a retraining of my brain to realize that you can't just assume because you're not good at something coming out of the box that you're always going to not be good at something. You know, that means your learning curve's cut. My advice would be that the sooner you can align your heart interest with your head interest and do it on a daily basis, it's a good thing. I think it really did start in watching some of the activity my parents were doing as it related to making housing and education more accessible to more people. You could tangibly see the impact that was happening. I think it just got ingrained in me at that point. It was so obvious how important that was, and it was so obvious that you could actually make a difference. We started the ASU GSV Summit in 2010, which is undoubtedly the thing that I am most proud of that we have done. It was started kind of as a hobby. We bootstrapped it and built it. And what I realized through the experience of building the summit was that I actually myself liked building businesses, and that was very consistent with kind of where I came from and how I grew up. Giving people the power to convene and the power to collaborate and the power to have conversations. What we can do off the platform is make an impact on individuals and on institutions. Ultimately, as our ecosystem got bigger, so that we were not only looking at commercial opportunities, but also looking at incredible importance of philanthropic partners, it did become obvious over time to us that innovations in education and workforce skills was sort of the critical lever in developing that equality. So I think over time, my head interest actually became building that business. And then my heart really was education. So I ended up twinning love of business building with love of this desire that all people deserve equal access to the future. It didn't happen overnight, but once it did happen and once it clicked in, it made all the difference in the world. It just is, a lot easier to get out of bed every morning when you're servicing something that you really were built to service.
Deb, will you please join me up here at the lectern? And I'd also like to invite WGU's board chair, Joe Fuller, and our chief academic officer and provost, Dr. Courtney Hills Macbeth. Deb, today we express our deep appreciation for your leadership and unwavering commitment to shaping a better future through building pathways to opportunity and changing lives for the better. It is our distinct privilege to present you with this honorary doctorate of humane letters. And with that comes a hood. So Courtney and I will step over here and hood you. Step right here.
Awesome, thank you. Wonderful. Well, after the two speeches from those two extraordinary women, I totally don't feel worthy. And I did learn earlier in the introduction, I'm 65, so I'm clearly wise. So I've got that part down. So I'll kind of go from there. But I just wanted to say, good afternoon to the WGU 2026 graduating class and your families, your friends, and your loved ones. To President Scott Pulsifer, Chairman Joe Fuller, and the esteemed faculty and board. Thank you so much for honoring me with this WGU degree. This is an institution I have admired and had such a passion for so many years. And what this does is gives me the opportunity to actually thank you and the institution to publicly recognize the extraordinary impact that WGU is having in America overall on its students and also internationally, but also and on the global education scene broadly. For over 25 years, I've been working, as the video recounted a little bit, in the broad area of what we call education innovation across what we like to refer to as pre-K to gray continuum. I've worn a lot of hats, but the one I am most proud of is as a co-founder, and you all saw it in the video, of the ASU GSV Summit, a 7,000-person convening of learning and skills leaders that happened just a week ago for the 17th time. ASU GSV celebrates innovations and innovators driving education and skills transformation at scale. Our mission is that all people, ALL, capital ALL, deserve equal access to the future. And we believe that innovation, scaled education, delivery of education and skills is essential to achieving that mission. WGU is, of course, a poster child for our mission and has been our longtime partner, not surprisingly, in this work. I'll do a slight advertisement. President Pulsifer did a spectacular keynote at our summit 2 weeks ago. It is on our YouTube channel. I watched it again last night. So please go and watch it. It captures brilliantly the transformation that WGU has been delivering since inception. So, you would kind of think that working in the critical area of education and skills innovation is energizing and exciting, and it absolutely should be, and it can be, and it is on most days. It could not be more important. But there are real substantial frictions, and we're all going to rely on you all to go out and continue to break them down. The reality is that what we typically see in education is lots and lots of hand-wringing about our failing academic results and our unprepared workforce, and we see all too limited action. We see blind faith in old brands, we see tremendous resistance to change, and we often see a failure to focus on student success and what we like to call a Chicken Little approach to artificial intelligence. And that backdrop is why I am so proud and honored to be standing on this stage here today at the WGU graduation. I can tell you graduates and your families in no uncertain terms that your soon-to-be alma mater, WGU, is a leading education innovator in the world. Not just the United States, the world. To my mind, WGU stands for all that is good about education transformation. It is driven by action and innovation. It was founded in 1997 by 19 visionary, incredibly visionary, when you think about it, governors, led by Colorado's Roy Romer and Utah's Mike Leavitt, and Robert Mendenhall as the founding president. It's been a juggernaut, challenging traditional norms in the interest of students. GSV honored these governors and Robert Mendenhall in 2021 with a much-deserved GSV Lifetime Achievement Award, which we were very proud to do. What makes WGU so different is its core DNA, and it's hard for you all to appreciate that from where you sit because you live in the DNA. From inception, there has been a maniacal focus on student success, achieved by opening access to education for working adults, making it convenient to your lives, providing mastery-based, not time-based learning, creating affordable learning, and all the while maintaining workforce alignment. These ideas were absolutely revolutionary in 1997, and they are still revolutionary today. And the innovation at WGU literally never stops, and you guys have experienced it. This is not an institution that rests on now its many, many laurels. It's an innovation machine. I vividly remember speaking with President Pulsifer. I was standing in Newark Airport. I don't know why I remember that, but it was over 5 years ago, talking about his vision for what AI and machine learning could do to impact student outcomes. 5 years ago. Now think about it. At that time, ChatGPT did not exist, and literally no one in higher education was talking about AI and student impact. He was focused on how it could enhance and accelerate the student experience and student outcomes, and I'm sure all of you here today have experienced, and online, have experienced the potential of AI at WGU. And that's just the beginning. There are absolutely no chicken littles in the WGU ecosystem. There is the methodical assessment of new solutions, AI and otherwise, that will be implemented if they drive better life outcomes for students. Emphasis on life outcomes. It's simple, seemingly, yet really difficult, almost impossible to replicate at scale. And without scale, impact really doesn't exist. So tremendous congratulations to all of you, to WGU actually as an institution, as a preeminent higher education institution in the world, and to all of you 2026 WGU graduates. You leave here today with a degree from one of the finest universities in the world, and you are imbued with a sense for what is possible and what it means to thrive in an innovative environment and a rapidly changing world. Bravo.